I guess what surprises me the most about this location is there is nothing to mark it. Why is there no marker?
Because no one, markers take organization, community effort, and all of that. And the priority in 1991 was to get a foot patrol in Montrose to deal with the pending safety issue and find out who the culprits were. And this is a rather unceremonial place. At the time, behind me was This Week in Texas offices. This was the TWIT offices then.
Right.
This fence wasn't here. There was a wooden fence there, but it ended before it got to that point. And just over the edge of that building is where Steve Little lived. And he heard the commotion and came over, and he's the one that called me. We're talking about 1991, pre-cell phone. So he calls me from his home phone and asked me to come to the scene to get the ambulance to transport Paul to the emergency room. So I called the number and told the administrator of 911 to just meet me here. I was going to raise hell, act up like Ray Hill does. Yeah. And by the time I got here, he had been transported. But the blood was right next to where that bush is now. It wasn't there. There was a fence there. It was here. And there was no security tape of any kind up. And there was a detective on the scene that I knew. And I said, why don't you protect the scene? He said, Raymond, it's just an assault. It's not a homicide. We don't go to that level on assault. He'll be all right. I talked to the boy before they transported him. He was seemed under stress, but he was conscious and lucid.
So he was stabbed here.
Yeah.
The story is when the ambulance got here, he was sitting on the curb waiting for the ambulance to come.
He was sitting there.
Sitting right there?
That's where the blood was.
Okay.
And that's apparently where he was assaulted, because there's not a trail of blood all out here. His car was parked over there, that second driveway, into the lot. It was across the sidewalk. When I got here, the engine was off and the lights were off, but apparently when all of this came down, they pulled their car up here, went back in the back of this parking lot to take a whiz.
Now, the other two that were with Paul, was one beaten also or no?
No, they never caught him. Carrie went that way and up that street.
Okay.
Ricky went this way. Now, 3 people chased Carrie, but he was able to outrun them. Ricky only had one person chasing him, and that was Galen Randall. They were not caught. I asked them both the next morning, are either of you hurt? They weren't hurt. Of course, when I got to Paul's apartment the next morning with Mike Stubblefield, Paul was still alive. He didn't die until 11 o'clock, and I was in that apartment before 9. I was called here because there was no transportation. That's the reason Steve Little called me. They won't transport him. They won't touch him. They didn't take his vital signs here. They put him in the meat wagon knowing that I'm on my way, and they transported him. He should have gone to Bentop Hospital, Methodist Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, Memorial Hospital. None of those emergency rooms were on drive-by. They could have gone there. But they said he told them to take them to St. Joseph's Hospital. And it took them 40 minutes to get from here to St. Joseph's Hospital.
And on a good day, how long a ride is that?
8 minutes in traffic. I can get there in that Nissan in 8 minutes.
So
I've done it so many times it's not funny.
We're in an area where in 1991, something like this happening was not rare.
No. There were 12 homicides that day citywide, and before the week was out, we had 2 more what appeared to be either monkey see, monkey do assaults of gay people, or just extraneous gay bashing assaults. No. They wouldn't have called me to a gay bashing assault. They called me because of the transportation issue.
Okay, when do you get angry? When do you say enough
Well,
is
I can't
enough?
afford to get angry. I can't. I appeared. I mean, if you get the news media of the time, and I'm sure you've done that, I appeared just crazy, angry, Ray Hill screaming as Ray Hill is wont to do. But that's to get media coverage to a level that somebody comes forward with information that I need. That is a performance piece that I have done so many times. I did it this morning at a Texas unemployment office. It's because I get tired of detectives in homicide saying, Ray, this is an assailant's unknown case that is not going to get solved. And I had it up to here. And I said, yeah, this case is going to get solved. And we did it.